Tesla stock is up 3.5% today, and Elon Musk is dropping some pretty big news. Elon Musk confirms that yes, believing the news is silly. The Shanghai factory is running at max capacity, which is about 2,700 cars being produced each day. It's also being reported that Tesla has reached over 100,000 sales for the first time after 2 months of the quarter over in China. August is also the best month of the year so far, with 63,456 units. And this news specifically is really giving Tesla a boost today. Tesla's main X account shares this post from Dirty Tesla that says a human pilot almost hits a pedestrian. FSD waits for all pedestrians, and the Tesla X account says FSD will be significantly safer than humans. And according to Sky News, Elon Musk is on track to be the first trillionaire by 2027, according to a new report, with a current net worth of $251 billion. And if Elon Musk hits $1 trillion net worth, that means your net worth is also going higher if you're invested in Tesla stock. Elon Musk and the founder and former CEO of Activision Blizzard were seen today at the US Open in New York. Car Sales, Australia's #1 car website, has awarded the Tesla Model Y rear-wheel drive the best family EV in 2024, and the Model 3 rear-wheel drive the best city EV in 2024. It is being reported today that Autopark for the Cybertruck has started rolling out to some owners in the US. Tesla's supplier Panasonic has announced that it has finalized preparations for the mass production of its 4680 EV batteries. Panasonic's Renovant plant in Western Prefecture of Wakamiya will be the main factory for producing the cells. Walmart's catalog shows the first test of the Pure Vision Autopark on the Tesla Cybertruck. He says he is impressed, and it is cool to see the Cybertruck wheel moving on its own for the first time. Elon Musk over here says we should change that so the yoke is stationary, as it is not mechanically coupled to the wheels. Same goes for when it is on autopilot. Power management company Eaton announced a planned collaboration with Tesla designed to boost the functionality and adoption of home energy storage and solar installations in North America. S&P Global says in 2034, sales of autonomous light vehicles in the U.S. is forecasted to reach about 230,000 autonomous mobility as a service units. In mainland China, development is progressing more quickly. In that market, we forecast potentially 1.5 million autonomous vehicles sold in the country in 2034. Mobileye is ending their LiDAR development for use in autonomous and highly automated driving systems and laying off about 100 employees. American consumers planning to buy a new car are 14% less likely to purchase an electric vehicle than they were last year, citing, quote, expensive battery replacement costs and access to public chargers as top concerns, according to the EY Mobility Consumer Index released September 9th. The survey of roughly 1,500 Americans found that 34% of respondents plan on purchasing a new vehicle in the next 2 years, intended to buy an EV, down from 48% last year. In a new note put out today, Morgan Stanley's Adam Jonas says, quote, we note that the value of Elon Musk's non-Tesla stakes may be reaching parity or exceeding the value of his Tesla shares. We urge Tesla investors to expand their analysis of the company's operational and strategic outlook to include scenarios that may potentially involve Mr. Musk's other interests outside the company, which you can see here in this image. You have FSD batteries, X or Twitter, The Boring Company, SpaceX, XAI, Neuralink, and Optimus in the Muskonomy. We clearly have some pretty great news for Tesla stock today, and I think bouncing today was critical because we bounced at that 20-day moving average, and you could see a pretty clear defined short-term trend line that is starting to form based on this bounce. Now, does this mean the coast is clear? Obviously not. The S&P is up 1.33% today, but you were down about 4% for the month of September heading into today. So a little bit of a relief bounce, a relief rally is definitely happening in markets. And I wouldn't be convinced that this is the end all be all. The bad September is over with. But we did get a job growth revision today for the month of July. So some mixed data, I guess, if you will, in here. It says July's payroll gains were revised lower when we got August report on Friday, marks the fourth consecutive negative revision, which has been seen before, which has been seen before outside of a recession. So, people are saying, hey, this doesn't have to be recessionary. It does say payroll breadth improved in August, with employment diffusion moving back up to 53.2%. Trend is still weaker over the past couple of years, though. You can also see the 3-month annualized change in average hourly earnings moved up to 3.8% in August. The trend has softened over the past couple of years, but growth is still above the longer-term average. And you can see here, it's starting to actually move up a little bit. Although you are in a downtrend, it is starting to move up. Liz Ann Saunders also writes here, adjusting the household survey to match non-farm payroll definitions, the August employment rose by 178,000, up from negative 19,000 prior. So you actually did have what looks like a positive month compared to last month, which was negative. And this is not the BLS report. This is the United States Adjusted Household Survey employment on a monthly change basis. You can also see employers laid off 1.76 million people in July. This figure represents just 1.1% of total employment and is still trending near pre-COVID low level. We also had U.S. wholesale inventories that came out today, month over month for July, at 0.2% versus 0.2% previously. The estimate was 0.3%, so wholesale inventories a little bit lower than we were expecting. And U.S. wholesale trade sales month over month for July came in at 1.1% versus negative 0.6% previously. So wholesale trade sales actually came in better than expected, and that could be helping to fuel some of this relief bounce that we are seeing today. We did have some mixed data out of the New York Fed inflation expectation survey today. 1-year inflation expectations climbed to 3% versus 2.97% last month. 1-year inflation expectations climbed to 3% versus 2.97%, I guess another way to just put that. Then again, with the New York Fed, the August 3-year ahead expected inflation at 2.5% versus 2.3% in July. So that was an uptick in 3-year inflation expectations. And 5-year ahead expected inflation unchanged at 2.8%. So kind of mixed. Households are more upbeat on credit access, but the August credit delinquency expectations also rose. So I don't know if you'd call that good. We are also seeing a very weird day out of big tech. Nvidia is up 3%, Meta's up 1.4%, Google's down 1%, Microsoft's up 1%, and Amazon's up 2.5%. Apple is basically unchanged today, and Apple's event is happening today for the launch of the iPhone 16, which is supposed to have these AI capabilities and, be this product that will continuously get better within AI. Now, it's worth mentioning that Apple tends to sell off after these events, so that could affect the trading day tomorrow if Apple were to sell off. As far as option activity in Tesla stock today, you will be delighted to see it is exceptionally positive. 36 different trades totaling $14.32 million with a positive order value of 96%. As far as Tesla's short interest of free float, it's actually ticking up a little bit from the last report that you got. It was at 2.95%. It's now at 2.96%. You have $17.33 billion currently sold short in Tesla stock, totaling 82.25 million shares. We can see that today you have borrowed shares of 1.08 million and return shares of 852,000. Over on StockTwits, investors feel more positive about Tesla stock today, with sentiment that is coming in bullish at 63. Yesterday, it was bearish at 43. Message volume today is normal at 48. Yesterday, it was low at 35. And the participation ratio today is high at 57. Tesla's global inventory numbers rising a little bit for the Model Y to about 6,100, the Model 3 at about 5,300, the Model X at 3,800, and the Model S at 2,600. Tesla continues to run about 4,000 different ads with Google. We can also see today the Atlanta Fed GDP Now estimate for GDP in Q3 actually moved up from 2.1% to 2.5% today, following the wholesale inventories report that came in lower than expected. And the next update we will have for this is Tuesday, September 17th. The percent of stocks today trading above their 50-day moving average is up to 48.2%. 3.95% of all stocks today are breaking above their 50-day moving average. So you are having a good day, a decent day, but you're still not out the woods. You're still not in the clear for the month of September, even though stocks generally bounced higher today. We still have weak seasonals at play in September. It still looks like the economy is slowing into the first Fed cut. And I would be careful getting too bullish on just a good Monday, because that can be reversed. Not saying it has to be reversed or that it necessarily will be reversed, but it wouldn't surprise me if market makers are giving you this update to kind of spook you out of some of your hedges. I mean, after all, you can't have everyone being bearish and markets fall, because then too many people get paid out. Nonetheless, CNN's Fear and Greed Index closed Friday at 39. Today, it's at 43, so you're still in fear territory, but you're getting closer to neutral, which is anything above 45 to 55. So markets are in a pretty neutral place overall, I would say. My personal opinion. Market momentum is fear. Stock price strength is greed. Stock price breadth, extreme greed. Put and call options, extreme fear. Market volatility is neutral. Safe haven demand is neutral. And junk bond demand is in extreme fear. You can see the 2- and 10-year yield curve inversion was uninverted 6 basis points on Friday. And you're still uninverted 3 basis points. You're uninverting about 50% of the uninversion that you've seen on Friday, but you are still uninverted, which tends to mark weakness in markets. Here today, the Russell 2000 is up 0.95% today, so underperforming. The NASDAQ is up 1.25%. The S&P 500 is up 1.3%. And the Dow is up 1.42%. So the Russell underperforming doesn't necessarily scream healthy in the sense of we're heading into the first cut. You would kind of expect the Russell, maybe the NASDAQ, to outperform. The VIX, though, is down about 13% and back under 20, sitting at 19.48. And again, for Tesla stock, you are having a pretty good day today. Tesla is up 3.3% at the time of recording this video and perfectly bounced at this 20-day moving average, like as perfect as it possibly could have. And it does look like you're still in an overall pretty bullish, uptrend. There's a couple different ways you can draw the trend line here, but it does look like things are stabilizing for Tesla. Whether or not we continue to see stabilization, or if the markets buck the trend of being negative in September, that will really decide what happens next for Tesla. It's not uncommon or super uncommon to see these big rejection candles like we got on Friday for Tesla. Tesla was down about 9%. And to actually see a little bit of a bounce back before you get a larger drop. Typically, when you get these rejection candles, no matter what time in history you're looking at Tesla, you tend to significantly fall further in price, okay? When you get those rejection candles, just huge candles to the downside, they tend to lead to more downside candles. Again, it doesn't have to, but that's historically what you've seen for Tesla. Now, Tesla's RSI is neutral at 51.28, and Tesla's MACD line is 0.27, which is positive. The signal line is negative 0.68. So let me know what you think about this information down below in the comment section. Hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.